Okay, but can I? Oh, hey, you may see my awesome Boba Fett shirt, because you think we're playing Star Wars Battlefront, right? uh, yeah, no. We're not gonna play Star Wars Battlefront. We're playing Everlasting Summer. Um, Half a minute later, I was already relaxed. I was already relaxing, sitting on a stump near the forest trail. That was one hell of a getaway. I hope that will, I hope that will teach Eliana to behave. Indeed, she's not a child anymore. Well, sad but true. Not a child anymore. Now a thought crossed my mind. I might have sort of mishandled the whole situation. A fair share of that broken tableware is because of me. Moreover, one might mention that I didn't have to engage in that mess at the beginning. It got me thinking. How's the weather? Slavia stood right before me. How does she manage to sneak up unnoticed? This is all a dream. Thank goodness it's not Olga Dmitrievna. Fine. Those were the only words I managed to squeeze out of myself. I thought I'd find you here. Why? I'm not sure, it's just... She looked up at the sky. There are fewer people around here. Does Slavia really think I have some sort of a social phobia? On second thoughts, she actually has a good reason to think so. And what are you doing here? Looking for you. She smiled again, but this time her smile looked a bit different. A little friendlier, I guess. Me? Why? Can't you guess? She likes me. Everyone likes me. I braced and prepared for a harsh lecture. I understand that you're guilty to a lesser degree than Liliana. Now the camp leader's assistant is defending me. I felt even more pathetic. Damn, get serious. We're not playing bad cop, good cop here. Damn it. Then it's the wrong game. I'm sorry, guys. I need to quit this game. It's not good cop, bad cop. Do not message me right now. Sorry about that. But if I grant that, you aren't gonna help her, you can at least help me. Saying that, Slavia looked up at the sky yet again. I wonder what she's looking for up there. What do I need to do? We have to reorganize the books in the library. Oh, God damn it. It's way better than disciplinary enslavement together with Ileana. And anyway, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. I'm all at your service, mademoiselle, or madame. She laughed. She likes me. Then follow me, monsieur. I don't speak French, okay? So I don't know how you pronounce it, monsieur. Monsieur? Monsieur. I don't know. This place looks like a Swedish place that me and my dad usually eats at when we're in Sweden. In a couple of minutes we were in the library. All the way I kept looking around in fear of meeting Olga Dmitrievna. It looks like Slavia didn't notice my anxiety, and still it's quite odd that she hasn't scolded me. Well, if you are to continue our analogy, Slavia is definitely the good cop. I thought you said we didn't play that game. When we went inside, gleaming sunlight streamed through the windows of the library, with a myriad of dust particles dancing in the beams. This is special library dust with that distinctive smell that you can never confuse with anything else. That is true. These microscopic pieces of the moribund collected works of Marxism, Leninism, classics. Can you please stop talking about these things that doesn't make any sense with what we're doing? That's interesting. Does the dust near the fiction shelf smell similar to the dust near the books on physics and chemistry? You know, I don't know what is about this game, but I feel like the developers is just like me. We go way off track sometimes. Oh, I didn't see what you said. You start with those rows. Slavia pointed at the bookshelf near Lenin's sculpted head. I guess that's Lenin. Okay, but what exactly do I have to do? Just remove the books from the shelves and put them on the floor. We'll dust them and then we'll put them back. By looking at all this dust, reading is hardly the pioneer's favorite activity. Any idea where Xenia might be? Don't know, she probably went somewhere strange. It appears that there are just two places in the world where one can meet Xenia. The library and the canteen. I got into gear. I guess I never handled so many books in it at one time in my entire life. Anyway, I'm much more used to reading from a computer screen or a tablet. I was actually a huge fan of libraries when I was younger. And when I ran from, who didn't skip class when they were younger? When I skipped class, I usually went to the library because my mom was home, and I was like, the library. Firstly, there's no need to pay for electronic books. Excuse me. And secondly, you cannot find everything in printed form. How's it going? Asks Slavia, standing behind the bookshelves. It's okay, it's going little by little. Have you read anything about that? Have you read anything about that? About what? Well, about communism. Oh, we're talking about that now? Now I'm kind of more into historical books and adventures. Me too. Yeah, I was going to say that. Me too. I have like Hunger Games series, Percy Jackson series, Harry Potter series, except the 5th book, I believe. I have the whole Aragon series. I have one Stephen King. Yeah. I have the first book of Gone. The Gone series, if you have heard about that. So I have the first book, which is called Gone. It is a lot of books there, but I can't really see the name of them because the pages are facing me, not the back. So, well, historical literature wasn't exactly my favorite, but the class struggle under socialism was definitely no match for it. Okay. Hey, don't hold a grudge against Uliana. I don't. Indeed, I felt that my had ego mostly recovered from the incident at the canteen. Besides, I managed to cleanse myself of the lunch leftovers in the forest lake. It's not like she's doing it. It's not like she's doing all that out of spite. Out of spite or not, one should think through one's own actions. Whatever. I kept moving around dozens of books written by people totally unknown to me. I'm gonna forget who they are in a minute, and I'll never get to know what they were writing about. That is the doom of many writers, to become a forsaken set of letters in a hardcover on a bookshelf in the library of a non-existent pioneer camp's reality. Dude, I'm trying to write my book. I'm trying to write a book myself. And this is just sad. Have you finished? Yeah, I think so. Me too. Okay, let's do it this way. I wiped them down and you put them back on the shelves. But I don't remember what order they were placed in before. It's okay. Nobody reads them anyway. Then why do we do this? If nobody reads them, what is the point of putting them up at all? What is the point of doing anything in here? It looks like she has a smile for every occasion. A couple of times I noticed slight differences, shade of emotions in that smile. Joy, happiness, sadness. But these shades were so evanescent. I wasn't really sure that I'm not imagining things. This time her smile looked a little flirty. She's flirting. She likes him. Yeah, probably. At least I wouldn't be reading this stuff. Slavia was wiping the covers with a damp cloth, and I was putting the books back on the shelf. We're a good team. Our job was almost done. Why didn't you take anything from the upper shelves? Upper shelves? I looked up. Sorry, I hadn't noticed them. It's alright. Wait a moment. I'll bring the chair. Even with my rather considerable stature, I wouldn't be able to get them. I stood on the chair and proceeded to remove the books from the shelves and pass them to Slavia. Am I gonna fall over her? Because that is usually what happens in these kinds of anime games. After a while, there were only about 12 books left at the farthest end of the shelf. It looked to me like it wouldn't be hard to reach that far. I've always been the type to take a larger bite rather than biting twice, and taking that bite without moving the chair under me became a fatal error. Of course! The worst part now is in anime games, I always choose to be like, I'm going with this girl, no doubt. And then when a certain picture comes up, it's like, you know what, maybe I'll go for this girl instead. But I mean, she has always been there for me, so we'll see. I mean, I don't think I'll get the Miku route anyway. I haven't even seen her yet. I mean, I saw her once. No, did I see her in the canteen once too? So I basically seen her twice? And wasn't it this one time where Miku in canteen tried to talk to me and I just walked away? Opening my eyes, I found myself on top of Slavia. Are you... Did I... Are you alive? No. I mean, you should have said, are you okay? But are you alive? Really? I got the fright of my life. Even if I'm only 17 now, falling off a chair onto a girl is something else. But fine. Her face was only an inch away from mine. Anything broken? I don't think so. You make a rather bad stuntman. She laughed. You bet. I looked into her eyes. Just looked. Just, I'm just looking into your eyes. Why would I do that, you ask? I'm just looking. I wasn't sure what I should say, and Slavia either hesitated to, or just let me take the lead. Take the lead, huh? I mean, it doesn't really look like you fell over her. The fact that you're holding her like this looks kinda rough. At this rate, something might happen. Her lips were so close to mine, and natural desire started to awaken my body, but wasn't right. I had the urge to stand up, but wasn't unable to do so. Slavia was just laying in silence and looking me straight in the eyes. All of a sudden, I noticed a bell ringing on the edge of my hearing. It's dinner time. Yeah. Shall we go? Or shall we lie here some more? I mean, if you want to lie here some more, I don't have anything against it. The fact that she's actually asking and either being completely silent, just laying there and looking into your eyes, and the fact that she's asking, shall we lie here some more, is like, you kind of want this, don't you? She smiled again, and this time her smile seemed foxy to me, as if she was hinting at something. Let's go. No! You had the chance! I didn't move an inch. Well, if we're going to go, you need to get up first, obviously. Felt like some invisible force was holding me in place. Slavia seemed to recognize that and carefully slipped out from under me. Dude, what are you doing? You should just smooch. Are you going to stay there? I mean, she smiled foxy to me. She was hinting at something. She wanted to have sex in the library, right there. And you just, we should go. She laughed. At that point, I finally came to my senses and stood up. I'm sorry. That's okay, but we haven't finished it all. We'll have to clean up the rest later. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but later, Zenyatta might be there. Or whatever her name is. I know that Zenyatta is from Overwatch, but I don't... Zanya? It was Zenya, wasn't it? I don't know why, but Zenyatta and Zarya is just keep popping up in my head. I stayed silent all the way to the canteen. Slavia rambled on about her life in the camp, but given that it was indeed a monologue, I wasn't paying much attention. Coming to the canteen, I saw Olga Dmitrievna on the porch. Don't you have some explaining to do, young man? Now I remembered what it was that I'd forgotten. Nope. How was your cleaning duty? Good enough? That's not what Uliana told me. That was all her fault. And what did I tell you? I ordered you to clean it up together. And what were you doing? I didn't know what to say, as deep down I knew that she's right. Don't blame him. Simon was helping me at the library. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's all great and stuff, but to cut a long story short, you won't get dinner tonight. Excuse me? You want to bitch out your right across the face. I need my food. How is that? Why? I protested. However, my protest looked more like a demand for a refill at the prison mess hall. Bold and daring, but still stupid and counterproductive. Hopefully that will teach you a lesson. At that instant, Olga Dmitrievna looked more like an ancient Roman legionnaire commander than a tiny pioneer camp leader. I had no idea how to oppose her, forgive him, and hold me responsible. The camp leader took her time to think it over. All right, if you say so. Thanks. Thanks. We hurried inside. Well, I'm gonna join the girls. We had a prior arrangement. Take care. She smiled away her goodbyes. She still wants my D. Seriously, where would I be without her? There was no free places near Slavia, and besides I hadn't been introduced to her friends. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. There were no more places to sit. I mean, I like these two guys. They're cool. What's happening, gentlemen? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least to drop some cheeky or cocky banter. It might be too risky to behave that way, but the Electronic brothers were my primary source of positive emotions. Wait, are these brothers? How are you doing? Fine. What about you? Hits and misses? Did something happen? Lots of stuff. Mind sharing? Nah, some other time maybe. Suit yourself. He made a helpless gesture. We're going to the ball after dinner. Electronic giggled. I know that. Who would you want to ask out? I hadn't thought about it yet. What about you? I, well, it seemed that this question caught him off guard. Ask Juliana. That will make her happy. No thanks. Electronic furiously waved his hands. And you, Shurik, you gotta ask Eliza out. Thanks, I'll pass. He looked calmer than his mate. Well, I mean, I would also look calmer than his mate, because I would rather go with Eliza than Ileana, to be honest. Oh, come on, guys, it'll be fun. And in any case, we got things to do. We still have to finish the robot. Oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance? Well, you said you're going to the ball. And then you're saying, nah, I have work to do. I gotta finish my robot. You can't even walk yet. Shurik probably missed the point completely. Why? It would be a great demonstration of achievements in front of the camp. And what will we show them? We'll show to them? Yeah, you're right. They both stared at the plates disappointedly. That's it. Dinner was over and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear for the ball? I asked Shurik and Electronic. Yeah, who else? I mean, they're just sitting there. We don't have anything special to wear. We'll go as we are. He indicated his pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about their appearance at all. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll go just like this. When does it start? After 9 o'clock. Got it. I left the canteen and deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remember those rare dances I used to go to at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I don't know why, but just the fact that they're talking about a ball, and I literally watched 13 Reasons Why all the way up to season 4. I mean, I watched it before. But I'm on season 4 now. And it was a ball there too. There's a ball in every season. Jeez. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react if someone had invited me. I wouldn't dare to invite someone myself. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy something so odd for me. I thought that there was still lots of time till the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. Well, you should ask Miki while you can. She's probably gonna have a dress. Slavia too, actually, when I think about it. God damn it. Entering the camp leader's cabin, I flopped onto the bed instantly and shut my eyes. Don't sleep too long now. God damn it, I missed it. Strangely enough, I got up right on time even without an alarm. The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish, though. Probably wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. Well, I had to go. Well, you didn't even really ask anyone, did you? In a couple of minutes, I was standing at the square. The loudspeaker and some DJ equipment were installed near the monument, and the trees were decorated with light strings. Ah, a typical country ball. Country isn't bad, is it? I mean, the Ring of Fire. I was thinking of doing what was the song again? Ah, I forgot what the song was. Uh, not Old Town Road, because that's the other one. That's the one with Villa Ray Cyrus, but I was thinking about the other one. To the place I belong, West Virginia. Mama, take me home. Country Road. It's Country Road, that's what's the name was. A lot of pioneers were around, but no familiar faces, so I just sat on the bench and waited. I don't have to dance after all. Maybe I'll be able to just sit and chat with someone. Hey there, sad face. Ah, God. Oleana, here to suggest something? Come on, let's dance. It's way too early. There isn't even any music yet. Ah, you're so boring. Yeah, I'm not the merriest person for such an event. Why would you ask me to dance though, since you know I ran away? She ran away. Well, now she ran away, so I guess. So Juliana did wear something like an evening dress. Pretty funny. Hi, Slavia. Hey. She sat down by my side. How's the evening? Fine. Why are you so sad? I'm not. Okay, well, dancing will surely cheer you up. Maybe. Don't forget to save one dance for me. She laughed and ran towards the music equipment. In that dress, I danced with her all night, dude. Even without music, if you know what I'm saying. The situation was getting serious. I wouldn't be able to sit through the whole dance party. Hi. Lena came closer. Oh, hi. You're here too? Is that such a wonder? Yes. Okay. Gonna light this party up? The joke fell flat. Lena blushed and looked down. Well, maybe that's not the best idea, setting things on fire. Okay, then I guess I'll... Yeah? She left. God damn it. It looks like the whole camp was at the square. The pioneers formed large groups, talked, joked around, and laughed. At the DJ's panel, Liliana argued loudly with Olga Dmitrievna about the playlist for the evening. And here it is. The music started to play. I didn't know the band or the song, but if you ask me, I really felt that I'd tag it Soviet pop classics. Hopefully, Soviet pop classics isn't copyrighted. The pioneers just stood there for some time as if not hearing the music. It's always hard to take the first step, especially if you're pretty sure that you'll be the only one who would take it. Juliana seemed not to grasp that simple truth. She reached the center of the square with few bounds and cried out loud, "What are you standing around for?" and started to wiggle ridiculously. Wiggle is the exact word. It looks so... You couldn't find a better one. It looked so silly and funny that I couldn't resist laughing. She noticed it. Hey, Samuel! I pretended I couldn't hear her. Stop pretending, come over here. I kept ignoring her. The pioneers slowly realized that they weren't too sexy for this party and started to dance. It looked really silly from my point of view. Shaking one's arms and legs to the beat of long forgotten hits. I mean, this is a dance, right? Because I would totally just do this. Not really, I would make fun of. Come on, get real. Of course, I couldn't dance at all, but this thing couldn't be called a dance either. Hey, Simeon, what are you sitting there for? Don't you want to dance? I was so deep in thoughts that I hadn't even noticed Slavia. Not really. Are you sure? She smiled. Maybe later. Damn, what am I even doing here? Why do you keep ruining the chance for sex? You keep ruining your chance to lose your V card, dude. With Slavia, of all people. One more invitation to dance would completely ruin my pride. I started to think about an appropriate excuse to leave and was looking for the moment to do so, but then I saw Lena. She was slowly heading my way. Maybe we should go? Where to? I was so immersed in my thoughts that I didn't really get what she meant. To the infirmary. But if you want to stay here and dance... I thought she was going to dance. Lena has to decide the whole evening. No, I'll pass. Let's go. At least I won't have to stand here like a shy nerd. Seriously, trying to conceal myself in the corner wasn't very pleasant. What about dancing with Slavia, dude? A bull in a china shop would be more agile than me on the dance floor. I just spit on my computer. I didn't have a slightest intention of dancing in the first place. Well, shall we go to the infirmary? Lena brought me up from my thoughts. We'd be just standing near the canteen for some time. Yes, sure. Thank you. What for? She looked at me in surprise. Well, for getting me out of there. I should have told her that dancing is not my thing. It's, so boring there. Seems to me you don't like dancing. There was not a trace of sarcasm on her whoopsie-daisy, on her truthful, even childlike face. I didn't know that right-clicking does this, but okay. Seems like she really doesn't understand. Yes, don't like it at all. I'm not into it. Me too. No one ever invites me to dance. I should have done it though. I should have asked her. I know I was like Miku and then Slavia, and now I'm like, I should have asked Lena though. Because I mean, probably Slavia has been on other dances with other guys. Lena blushed and stared at what? Lena blushed and stared at ground as usual. Strange. What's strange? Well, that no one ever invites you. You think so? Again, she looked at me with an expression of surprise and a lack of understanding. I got confused and couldn't find what to say in return right away. Yes, certainly. If I like dancing, I would. If I like dancing, I would have invited you for sure. Thanks. You're not surprised now, would? We didn't say a word for the rest of the way. Lena obviously felt too confused by my awkward compliment, and I just didn't know what topic to choose for the conversation. It was completely dark by the time, and the gloomy building of the infirmary covered in night mist looked strongly like a haunted house. I felt a strong desire to turn around and walk away without making any noise. I threw a quick glance at Lena and noticed that she looked like usual, shy, modest, uncertain, but not in any way scared. It just made me even more uncomfortable. It can't be that she's not scared while suddenly an owl hooted nearby and I shivered. Lena seemed either to not hear it, not pay attention to it, or just not be scared by it at all. I hardly could believe the third option, but I didn't want to ask her about it, giving away my own fear. I entered the infirmary and found a switch in the dark. Oh, jeez. Will the nurse come later? She won't come. Okay, she won't come, understood. Wait a second. What do you mean she won't come? I see. It is not that I'm afraid to be alone with Lena, indoors, at night. No one around. You're kind of... That was oddly specific. Only in movies does something happens under such circumstances. I mean, and games. And this is a game. And probably a fantasy world. Who knows? What is this? This doesn't look like... Oh, it's Russian. It's the Russian letter things. It is just that I am with Lena and not with Ilyana or Slavia, and it seriously changed my attitude toward things happening. There are the boxes. She pointed at the messy stack of boxes. There were about a dozen of them. It would take much more than 10 minutes of work. I put one of the boxes on the table before me and started to take out its contents. There were bandages, lots of little packs of bandages. Here, take this. Lena gave me a piece of paper. There were some fields, and I quickly realized that I should put the name in the left, the description in the middle, if there is one, and a quantity in the right field. It's not a database, but it'll do. The work started in full swing. Semyon? What? I looked at Lena. She stared at me for a couple of moments, seemingly making up her mind to do or to say something, but then lowered her gaze again. No, never mind. It was physically hard for me to just sit without saying a word. However, I didn't dare to speak first, not only because I couldn't think of a good topic for conversation, but that I was just feeling shy. This girl could easily be embarrassed by anything. Semyon? Yes? You are counting them all over again. Indeed, I started to take out and put into the database the benches I had already counted. Oh, sorry. She didn't answer. Hey, where are you from? I mean, where did you come from? Meaning, where were you born? I mean, where do you live? Well, there is a town not far from here. Not far from here? Where is that? Somewhere. Looks like she doesn't want to talk about it. Is Lena hiding something too? It is explicable in the case of Olga Dmitrievna, but in Lena's case, it is absolutely not like her. Is it a secret? No, just... So is it somewhere in the south too? I should have thought of something more original. Every single one of my sudden ideas turned out the wrong way, and this attempt to play spy worked out even worse. And I thought about south just because the only pioneer camp of the Soviet Union I remembered was Arctic. Yes, Lena hesitated to reply. I couldn't quite tell if she was lying or not. Don't you like it here? I wonder what part of what I said made her think so. Absolutely not. I like it here. My false friendliness sounded very insincere, grating on the ears. What about you? I like it. It's so calm here. There are lots of books in the library. And the people are nice. Nice, but not all of them. Why? Did I really say that last bit out loud? Turns out I did. Well, you know, Liana, for example, she's like an energizer battery with a completely unbalanced point of power application. Battery? What? Maybe I really was sent back in time. Never mind. Or Alisa. The saying, a pioneer is the kid's role model, certainly doesn't describe her. If everyone started following her example, it would be a complete disaster for the country in 20 years or so. So Alisa is Trump. Sorry. I just had to, I'm sorry. However, thinking about it now, you can draw the conclusion that everybody did follow the example of Alisa Tvashevskaya in the 80s, where I probably am right now. She's not like that, actually. Not like that. Not like what? Not like what you said about her. To begin with, I hadn't said anything. I just stated the fact that she is not the best example to follow. Well, maybe. Sounds like you know her well enough. Probably. I asked that question only to keep the conversation going and didn't expect an answer like that. Elise and Lena were so different. The idea that they could be close was unbelievable for me. We came from the same town. As if she had foreseen my question. We have common friends, even though Elisa is 1 year older. Okay, it's a little bit strange. Oh, not like that, I am just surprised. Everyone gets surprised. She's smiling, cutely. Lena smiled a bit. I took the second box. Analginum, activated charcoal. Analginum, activated charcoal. Saline solution, potassium permanganate. Praxilin, analginum. Lena always spoke in simple sentences. How can I communicate with her if every conversation turns into a monologue or just an awkward silence? I wasn't quite satisfied with such a state of things. Sometimes it looked like she's hiding something behind her mask of shyness. But what? You know, I read a book not that long ago. Do you like science fiction? Not much. Damn, another failure. Well, if you don't like it, then what books do you like? Different kinds. The conversation wasn't going smoothly and I had to turn it off for the better. Who knows why, but I thought about the dance again. Feelings of uneasiness, discomfort, and even shame overwhelmed me once more. Looks like I'm not that different from Lena when it comes to such things. I am shy and afraid of things I don't understand or can't do. I should probably overcome my own fears before anything else, and this will help me to understand her better. I made up my mind. There are only a couple of boxes left. Yes. Hey, I got an idea. How about we go to the canteen afterwards? I think the tape recorder was taken back there. What is it doing in the canteen? I hesitated. What for? Her sincere look made it clear that she hadn't the slightest idea what I'm going to offer. Well, frankly speaking, I just don't know how to dance. That's why I don't like it. That's the reason I was so confused back there. Maybe I could thank you by dancing with you. But She stopped staring out of the medicine for a moment, blushed, and looked right into my eyes. I got a bit stubborn. It really was a stupid idea. It's okay if you don't want to. I don't insist. What if someone sees us? I certainly didn't think about that. It's not a big deal. But everybody's asleep already. And no one is going to go to the canteen at night. How will we get in there? Damn it. I should have thought about it beforehand. Well, I did have Slavia's keys, but didn't want to mention them. Someone could get the wrong idea about me stealing them. That moment, I regretted that I still didn't get my cell phone from the leader's cabin. Olga Dmitrievna talked my head off, then I forgot it. Anyway, I had to say something to get away from this awkward topic. What kind of music do you like? Different kinds. I'm not really into it. Then let's imagine that it's playing now. I mean that we hear it playing. How's that? Like it plays in your head. I still remember the melody the pioneers were dancing to. The music and words were really clear in my memory. I'm not sure I can do it. You can just try. Probably. I've got her consent. In Lena's case, even that probably can be considered yes. So did we dance, or what happened? We silently sorted medical supplies for the rest of the time, writing down the names and quantities. I should pay more attention to every word I say after such luck. I stayed silent most of the time, though. So we finished the last box. I gave Lena the fill-in list and started to stare at her like I saw Bigfoot riding a unicycle while chugging piglets. Why are you so freaking... It's oddly specific. It was amazing, frightening, and above all, mesmerizing. She suddenly broke out laughing. What? That look of yours. What about it? It's just funny. Really? Yes. So where are we going to go? Where? Her last words unsettled me. I completely forgot what we were talking about. Frankly speaking, I had completely left this world for a moment. Well, you know, to dance. She likes me. Lena blushed right away, and her face took on a strange expression of shyness, uneasiness, and fear. Ah, yes. Sorry, I was just lost in thought. Let's go to the pier. I don't know why I chose that place. Maybe because you could run into a pier near at the square, and a residential area or near the canteen, but not on the pier. That's what I thought, at least. Or maybe because of the large bright moon reflecting on the water in the night. And there's a full moon today. I don't know how, but this solution just... Whoopsie-daisy! But this solution just offered itself. If you don't like it, then we can... No, that's a really nice place. Lena unlocked the door and we made our way to the pier. Night fell on the sleeping camp. Should we follow the road? Why? It will be faster to the forest. There is a nice path there. It's dark there. Are you afraid? Not really. If you want to. Okay. But can I? Look at her look in the eyes. This is like, I got you now. Now I can do it right here in the forest. And her boobs is like, press it against my arm. Without finishing, she grabbed onto my arm. Is it okay with you? Now it was my turn to blush. Of course. We walked through the forest. It was hardly a forest though, more like a small grove between the camp and the pier, about 100 meters long. I would never think that there would be anything to be afraid of, even on my own, but it just seemed like Lena's fear were contagious. The branches swayed over us. I shuddered and Lena clung to my arm even more strongly. Don't be afraid. It must be a squirrel. Yeah. Should I end it here though? I mean, we're so close to... It seems like something is going to happen. I just want to play to see what is going to happen before we go to bed. Like, not in real life. But like, you know, starting day 4. We reached... Ow! I hit the chair next to me. We reached the pier. The night was really beautiful. I walked closer to the river and called Lena. Look! The pier, the boathouse, and the moon were reflecting it in the water. It looked like another world with the surface of the water being the door to Wonderland. You could just jump and find yourself on the other side. But the thing is, Semyon is thinking too much and talking about things that doesn't make sense and talking about things that doesn't have anything to do with the game at all. So are we going to get anywhere? I don't know. I mean, we got to a nice picture of both Slavia and Lena. May I have this dance? I extended my hand to her and bowed clumsily. Lena hesitated. I must have overdid it with my mannerism. There's nothing to fear. I'm not good at it either. Why either? She never said she couldn't dance, though it was kind of obvious. Okay. Oh, that is cute, though. Lena gave me her hand. I led her a bit aside and gently put my arms around her waist. We just stood like that for a few moments. This is cute. What next? Well, I don't know. Do you remember that song? Barely, but I remember. Great, let's waltz like in the movies. How's that? Instead of answering her, I carefully started to move in a circle with Lena. See? Not that hard at all. Yeah. We waltzed for several minutes, or whatever you could call it. I felt her warmth, though we were not that close to each other. Her chest heaved heavily, and her face started to blush more and more. Lena didn't look at me, averting her eyes from one side to another. I suddenly realized that I'd never felt anything like this before. It was tenderness overtaking reality, as if I found myself in another better world. I realized that I didn't want to let this girl go, and that I would give up anything just to go on a waltzing with her forever. I clasped Lena tighter, and only then she did. She looked straight at me. There was surprise and confusion in her gaze, but no fear whatsoever. She wasn't afraid of me, and didn't push me away. And you said you can't dance? I really can't. I was confused. I didn't expect that reaction from her. Where was the confusion, shyness, and fear disappeared to? You too. Dance pretty well. I know. A playful smile crossed her face, or maybe it just seemed so to me. No, I swear I saw it. How is that possible? The image of shy and modest Lena didn't fit together with this moment at all. What should I say? What should I do next? I could only keep on waltzing with her in this dance, which was getting stranger with every passing minute. Semyon, where are you? The voice came from the edge of the forest. Damn, worst timing ever. Semyon? It was Olga Dmitrievna. God damn it, Olga. She must have been worrying because I should have been back a long time ago. I should have guessed that tireless camp leader would start searching for a lost pioneer. I should have warned her beforehand. Oh, there's no point in thinking about it now. We should just keep dancing so she can see us and be like, oh, I'm sorry. Lena looked at me questioningly. Being seen together would not be the best thing. Why? Let's go and tell her that everything is alright. No, let's hide and return to the camp later. Her idea was strange. Everything was going so well. At least something was starting to work out, or seemed like it did. But what was that something? Okay then. I decided not to argue. It wasn't appropriate in such a situation. Olga Dmitrievna shouted for a while and left. Let's go. Yes. Lena didn't grab onto my arm on the way back. I was a little bit frustrated, but wasn't certain enough to take the first step. We kept silent again. It was not typical of Lena to start a conversation, and I just didn't know what to say after everything that happened at the pier. She kept looking at the ground all the way back, keeping her usual expression. What a bizarre change. Or to be more precise, what was bizarre was that smile on the pier and Lena's words. She stopped at the square. Well, I have to go. Okay. Thank you for today. Yes. You should have said thank you to her. You should have said it was wonderful to dance. You know, we should do this another time. You know that dress you have on you? You can wear it tomorrow. We can. Lena turned around and headed to her cabin, and I kept standing where I was. What the hell was that? The dance, that sudden change in the mood, that everything was back to normal. It was like I was embracing another Lena in that short moment. That's right, she wasn't herself. She seemed a completely different person. Maybe I don't know her well enough. I had a feeling before that Lena hides something under her mask of shyness. The way she danced with us, and the way she held me, and now she's like this, it is sweet. It takes much longer than 2 days to understand someone. Damn, what should I do? Maybe I should seeing things. I walked to the leader's cabin. The whole camp was sleeping, so there was no one to see me. So what? What's wrong with the pioneer taking a walk at night? I'm just gonna try to finish this day. When I was almost at the door, I heard a noise behind me. The branches of the bush near the trees rustled as if someone moved there. There shouldn't be any wild animals around here. Someone must have been watching me. That very moment, I rushed in the direction of the noise, forced myself through the bushes, and looked around. It was too dark, and I didn't see anything or anyone. There was no point in going on. Even if someone was watching me, he must have been gone already. I went back to the cabin. The lights inside was on. Looks like she's still awake. Oh, I didn't expect that. Semyon, where have you been? What do you mean, where? Me and Lena have been sorting medical supplies in the infirmary. I told you before that I would do that in the evening. Really? When was that? Took you long enough. I was in the infirmary about half an hour ago. It was closed and the lights were off. Well, I decided to have a little walk. I'm fretting about you while you're out having a walk. Well, sorry. I'll let you know before next time. Please do. Go to bed. It's late. I can't help agreeing with her. It was by any measure a hard day. I was too tired to think about the evening's events, and I doubt it would. I doubt I would have any decent thoughts. The main thing is that I have not a single idea how to react to all of this. To Lena, to the camp, to this whole world. I practically haven't spent even a minute on looking for answers. Moreover, I've been avoiding it as if the possible discoveries scare me. And Lena, the time I spent with her was much more important than all of my attempts to return to the real world. I could worry myself for a long time trying to understand what I did wrong and what I didn't do at all, but exhaustion overcame me. Yeah, please sleep so we can end it here. Day 4! Woohoo! Are we gonna stop it there? Because this is definitely a good cliffhanger. God damn it, now I want to play more. But we have played for a very long time. I don't know how long we played. Is it an hour? Probably more. But I just wanted to complete this. I wanted to see what happened. Slavia, Lena, so close to kissing. I wouldn't sleep. If I sleep in that bed, I wouldn't like that over me, and certainly not that. And if I was laying there, I would certainly not have that. But whatever Olga likes, I don't know. Let's empty slot 9. Save game. Hell yeah, day 4. Anyway, yeah, now you see my time, 22:10 in Norway time. After 12 midday time, we go over to 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, all the way up to 23, and when it turns midnight, it's 00:00. But in US and other countries, the time goes from PM to AM, but that's different in Norway because 22 is basically 10, so it's 10:10 PM. So yeah, and now you see the date too. It's 15th November 2020. Yeah, I don't know when this video comes out, if it comes out, because I mean it's 10:10, so it's probably coming out like tomorrow, which is going to be the 16th of November. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go now. Oh shit. What is going on? But yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.